Holy moly! It's like this room turned into something completely different. First, it's almost twice the size of the real announcement room. Second, the walls are now made of huge glass panels, and it's obvious that the world outside is not the school like it should be. As I expected, there were 3 people inside. Rise-chan, the self-proclaimed student council president, and that girl Shadow. Or not?
How is this possible? Oh, you're finally here? She got here first, so I was wondering what happened.
Hi, Shadow Chie. You never cease to creep me out. My face, laughs at me. A mirror image of me was standing there.
My shadow here. I don't know. She suddenly appeared. The fake Teddy vanished, and then...
Another Chie-san? I thought you just beat me here.
Ugh. Will the outsiders shut up and be quiet? My only business here is with myself.
The shadow turns her sharp golden gaze towards me. There's no mistake about it. That is my shadow. I met her last year. But...
You became my persona, though. I don't get it. Why are you back again? It's because you're weak.
Because I'm weak? That's the same thing all my friends were saying when I was forced to fight them.
Think your shadow would never be back to haunt you after you gained your persona? Wouldn't that be nice? But no one can ever let go of their weaknesses. I'll stay inside you, and I'll keep screaming your true feelings for everyone to hear. Wait, when the general said the Grand Prix was for me, he meant...
True, it appeared that my friends weren't in their right minds a number of times today. I didn't let it bother me at the time, but was this place really born from my own weakness? Even though I accepted my shadow, am I so weak that it came out again? Are all the horrible things that everyone's been going through, are they all my fault?
Become stronger. You want to be a police officer? Why did you really wish for that? The desire to protect those who are precious to you was only a cover story. What you really want is to be a hero, a shining force for justice. You're ordinary in every way, but you want to be a winner. And to get there, you'd even use those precious to you as stepping stones.
The face I know so well laughs mockingly.
That's not true. That wasn't what I was thinking at all. Are you gonna deny it again? That you're me?
I can't deny her. That's what the shadows do. They try to make the real person deny their existence, and then they try to take the place of the real one. I know that, but I can't stop my emotions. I was able to accept her as part of myself last year, but I can't right now. I mean, how can I just accept this was my fault? That I, of all people, did such horrible things to my friends. My vision blurs, my hands and legs tremble.
You're not...
Just then,
No! Senpai, don't listen to her! Rise-chan?
I turn around and meet Rise-chan's gaze. She's looking straight at me, meeting my eyes, even though I'm so weak. The girl behind her is looking at me with worry too. Both of them have a look in their eyes that say they have faith in me. Even though they must have heard whose fault all this is, who caused all the horrible things that they had to go through. I have to ask myself, if I deny that I'm weak, and my shadow goes berserk right now, will I make these two suffer even more? Do I want that to happen?
You're right. What?
That's right. I remember now. I remember the time when my shadow first came out. At that time, I had Yukun and Yosuke with me. I was safe because I wasn't alone. It's the same right now, too.
I won't deny any of what you just said. I do still wish to be a hero. And I do feel inferior to Yukiko and the others sometimes. Part of me loves how cool it would be to become a police officer. But that's not all there is to it. Wanting to protect everyone. That's my main reason. I can't let my friends down. Not after they accepted me for who I was. I'm not amazing like them. But that doesn't mean I can't be proud of myself. That's why I'm working at what I'm good at. What's so bad about that?
That's right. Everyone said so before I came here.
Sorry, I wish I could help you. but I'm sure you can save the others.
I believe in you. Good luck.
Please, Chie-chan, help Miss President!
You can save them.
Everyone believed in me. They trusted me to do everything because I said I could. And even though they aren't with me right now, their trust in me is helping me to stand strong. That's why I should be able to take this on.
Calmed her emotions. I want to protect Rise-chan and that girl and everyone who's still at the school. Not because I want to be a hero, but because I love them. My weakness gave birth to you, right? Then I'll put an end to this right now.
I'm not scared of my shadow anymore. Now, I'll end this for sure. Alright, time to kick Shadow Chie's butt, and, yeah, she kind of, always, and I mean always, freaks me out, just because, like, she's just kind of creepy, especially when she shows up in the actual game. Like, well, in P4 and everything. But, ow, okay, can you please? No, please. Okay, ow. Okay, that's it. We're gonna... Got her, yes! Perfect! Goodbye!
I won.
Having managed to calm my raging shadow, I turned back to the other two girls. I was able to protect them, right?
What was that all about?
Oh yeah. I'm really sorry I doubted you.
Rise-chan and I quickly explained what just happened to the shaken girl. How in this world... your repressed inner thoughts, your shadow separates from you? How it appears in the form of your other self and tries all sorts of tricks to try and take the real person's place? Then again, in my case, I had experienced that once already. I should have been okay. But it looks like I did it again.
So, the real cause of this was actually me.
We all know that's not true.
A shadow. A repressed self.
I'm not surprised it hasn't registered. It is coming from left field for you.
I'm bad at explaining things after all. If only someone smart like Naoto-kun was here right now, she'd be able to explain things a whole lot better. But what's important isn't that the girl understands what happened, it's that I have to accept my shadow once more. Oh.
I thought I eliminated any possibility of her heart breaking free. Did she not suffer enough? No. I did everything right.
The lights suddenly droop, plunging the room into darkness, and a voice echoes through the gloom. That voice... That's not my shadow! What in the world's going on?
Teddy?
I realized that the fake Teddy was suddenly standing in the room without us noticing him. Huh. Where'd my shadow go then?
I get it. She was pretending to be General Teddy this whole time. Am I right?
Looks like you'll be alone forever. No one can understand you.
Huh?
It might look like Teddy again, but that tone of voice and the way of speaking are nothing like what Teddy would say. What he's saying is a bit weird, too. Maybe he's not actually talking to me. Could he be talking about this other girl? What could this mean?
Why don't we put an end to this game? Are you still going to keep deluding yourself? Delude?
Whoa, wait a sec! Aren't you supposed to be my shadow?
No, that shadow, it's resonating with Miss President.
What?
I'll show you.
This turn of events is perplexing, but the fake Teddy smirks and snaps his fingers.
shadow. The true self.
No way! That's the other girl's face. That's her shadow? She cries out, apparently in shock over seeing that the shadow has robotic limbs. What's going on?
Wait, does this mean it was this girl's shadow all along?
That's right. And like you just saw, I can distort people's appearances and words.
It distorted people's appearances and words? So was it just taking on Teddy's form this whole time? And she was making my friends say things that they didn't mean?
Then that other me just now.
That was the shadow too! Man, I'm an idiot. The shadow smirks at the perplexed look on my face.
Why do you think I have such power? It's because I'm her and she's me. That's right. She's the real liar here.
Don't be ridiculous.
Oh, crud.
Just look at me. I look exactly like you.
That's not true.
The shadow draws closer, making a point to show off her body. She has a mechanical body with large, wing-like metallic parts jutting from her back. These wings turn into a giant axe that the shadow grabs from the air. The girl looks away as if to try to find a way out. I take this opportunity to speak up.
Don't worry, there's no need to be scared. That's just a twisted version of you. Shadows try to make the original person deny them. It'll be okay, but you need to calm down.
A twisted version of her?
She's the one that's twisted. You still refuse to remember? Look at me. And stop deluding yourself.
The shadow snaps her fingers. What's it going to turn into now? I brace myself for the shadow to change, but I didn't expect what happens next. The shadow doesn't change, but the girl does. Her arms quickly change, right before our eyes. Her hands turn pale and smooth, becoming something inhuman. In seconds, she's the same as her shadow.
Miss President's body? What is this? Another illusion?
I don't think so. I knew something was weird when I first sensed her. That girl isn't human.
No! Don't look at me!
She tries to hide her body from us, but she can't hide everything. The shadow sneers even more as the girl curls up on the floor, then spins the axe as if taunting her. Even though the shadow has the same face as her, seeing her wield such a giant chunk of metal so effortlessly only shows how monstrous she really is. The shadow brandishes the axe in her hands without hesitation. That's when...
Kanji-kun!
Kanji-kun bursts in through the wall? What the heck? Well, it looks more like he was thrown through it. He isn't moving an inch.
Kanji, you came to save us! Or not.
It's no use. He's completely unconscious. A voice I've heard somewhere before comes from the other side of the new hole in the wall.
You must be Labrys.
You're that red cape guy from before!
Sure enough, the owner of that voice is the guy in the red cape. He steps into the room, brushing dust from his shoulders. Is he the one that blasted Kanji-kun in here? And my gosh, why is he so cool? Then, is he an enemy? I take a defensive stance, but he ignores me. Instead, he fixes his gaze on the girl in her shadow.
Other Labrys. Fine. I'll just calm them both down.
He smirks confidently and raises his fist. Who's Labrys? Is that this girl's name? It seems like he knows who she is. Who is this guy?
Who the hell are you? Why are you after us?
We've come to take you in. Would it clear things up if I mentioned the name Kirijo?
The shadow glares hatefully at the guy in the cape. The red cape guy takes off his hood and glares back at Miss President and her shadow. What? What does he mean by taking her in?
No! I'll never go back there! Damn it! Get back here!
The girl suddenly runs out of the room, her shadow in hot pursuit. guy in the cape tries to follow, but he trips over Kanji, who's still on the floor. Kanji mumbles something in a stupor. The girl and her shadow were incredibly fast. They left just seconds ago, and I can't even see them anymore. The guy with the cape stands up, annoyed, and clucks his tongue. He just face-planted, and he doesn't seem that bothered by it. Doesn't that hurt? But aside from that...
Who are you, really? What did you do to Kanji-kun?
We had a battle between men. Could you turn down a challenge for the title of strongest man?
Huh? What's he talking about? What the heck were you up to, Kanji-kun? I have so many questions to ask that I don't know where to begin. The guy turns his back to
I
me.
need to go after them. You're better off forgetting what you just saw.
Whoa, wait a sec. That's all very well for you to say, but... Hey, I said wait!
Without another word, he runs off. Talk about a one-sided conversation. Couldn't he have at least said his name?
That guy is so bizarre. I couldn't sense him approaching at all, and I can't track his presence now either.
Risi-chan bites her lip in frustration. She doesn't look well. She must have been concentrating hard this whole time. Of course, she's been under a lot of stress up until now. I need to let her rest a bit.
Hey, Risi-chan, take care of Kanji for me.
Huh? Are you going after him?
Of course. No way I can leave that red-caped weirdo or Miss President be.
If she can't pursue them with her persona, then I'll catch up to them on foot. The basics of police investigation are in the legwork after all. You better be ready for when I catch up with you, Mr. Red Cape. After a bit of running around, I finally spot that conspicuous cape turning a corner in the hallway. He's really fast. I could barely keep up with him. But thankfully, the gym should be up ahead, even though there's no way to be sure of that here. Good. I can take him on from here.
Hold it right there, Buster!
The guy stops to look back at me and frowns, but he doesn't attempt to run off again. Did he have a change of heart? I don't know what's going on, but now I can catch up with him.
You're gonna tell me what's going on! Who is that Labrys girl? Is she really a machine? And why are you after her? What are you gonna do once you catch her?
What good would knowing that do you?
What?
I'm here on a certain mission. You could even call it a duty. My resolution is nothing like yours, based on curiosity.
A duty?
He wraps his knuckles on the air behind him, and there's a sound. It seems like there's another invisible wall keeping him from going on.
Ridiculous Grand Prix is still going on.
What? Wait, you mean...
I quickly turn around and check the section I'd just come through. When I reach out my hand, I feel a wall there. Gosh, dang it!
We're trapped. So, like, do we...
That's what you get for coming after me so recklessly. The rule that one opponent must be defeated is still in effect.
One of the tournament's rules. You can't leave if you don't fight and win. In other words, in order to keep following the girl, I have to fight this scary-looking guy. He slammed Kanji straight through a wall. How do I stand a chance? And he's probably a Persona user. He said that he'd come to take her in. I'm guessing he came through a TV on his own, too. Do I have a chance of beating this guy? No. I can't doubt myself. I have to do this. I muster up all my courage and square off against him.
Alright, I accept.
Huh. Why are you willing to go to such lengths to catch up to Labrys?
Labrys? So I guess that's this Miss President's real name.
I don't know why. I just know that she was in pain. I don't know if my reasons are better or worse than yours, but I can't turn my back on her.
When I see that, his eyes get even stronger. I almost flinch, but I know that I can't look weak in front of this guy. I glare right back at him. I've seen that look in people's eyes before. I've seen it in people acting with determination that never wavers. In the eyes of my friends, well, we fought so hard all through last year. I can't look away from that strength of resolve. That's when his expression softens slightly, and he answers.
All right. To answer your questions, what you saw was the 5th generation anti-shadow suppression weapon Labrys. She was given a heart so she could use a persona.
A weapon? Then she really is a robot. But she's so cute. And she even sounds like a normal girl. Oh, So that's what her lost memories were about. And since she has a heart, she has a shadow too.
She has a shadow? Do you mean the thing where there's two of her?
I nod and tell him about how this world works, especially about the shadows. I'm not great at explaining things, but I've already told Labrys not too long ago, so I should know what to say. I hope. The guy in the cape listens quietly, nodding now and again as if he understands everything I'm saying.
I get it now. The mastermind behind all this isn't Labrys, but her shadow.
I think that's it anyway. She didn't have any memories and thought she was the student council president. But I wonder what's with this tournament. What could she have wished for to make this happen?
I have some suspicions about that. Labrys may have been forced to do some inhumane things while she was in development. Her original circumstances may be related to the setup of this Grand Prix.
Then, this tournament is a reenactment of what Labrys went through in her past?
Looks like you'll be alone forever. No one can understand you. I recall what the shadow said. If that's what Labrys had been feeling all this time...
She just wanted someone to understand how she felt. Is that it?
So that's why she made people fight against their friends. Because she had to do it in her past. But still, nobody could understand her. That may have been what the shadow was saying. I was doubting her too. I didn't even try to believe what she was saying. Even though my way of doing things wasn't great, I'm starting to get lost in my own thoughts, but the cape guy speaks up.
That's all I can tell you. If you still want to search for her, you'll have to defeat me to move on. What'll it be?
I search for the right words within me. I need to think it through before I say anything. I can see the strength in his eyes, waiting for me to say the right thing. I can't say I'm doing this just because.
If Labrys wished to make us go through what she went through, that means she wanted to be understood. She wanted someone to save her.
That's just your guess, though.
But if it's possible I'm right, then I can't abandon her. That's why I won't go back until I've saved her. Her heart is worth fighting for.
I'm looking straight into his eyes as I say this, and he smiles. But even though he's smiling, he certainly seems a lot more menacing.
What's your name? Mine's Akihiko Sanada.
I'm Chie Satonaka, a third year at Yasagami High.
I like the fire in your eyes. Then let's fight, and see whose passion comes out on top.